Hello and welcome to LUCOSA TV. We hope you're having a great day wherever you are. Today, we are honored to speak with Chief Anthony Tosan Aiboni, a respected legal expert, global corporate advisor, and the current president of LUCOSA. His legal career spanned both Nigeria and the United Kingdom, with leadership roles in corporate law, governance, and cross-border legal strategy. As an alumnus of Lumen Christi International High School and a proud member of the class of 95, Chief Tosan steers the alumni body with vision and unity, building strength and stronger connections among former students across the globe. Hello, Chief Tosan. How are you doing and how is your day?
Very fine, thank you. I'm very, very opportune and happy to be with you. Ade Lumen, the name of the school. Well done. Thank you for the
Thank you very
opportunity.
much. Let's just start light, okay? So, what is a typical weekend like for you when you're not practicing law or leading LUCOSA?
A typical week is a normal busy week, practicing or not practicing.
Right.
Because if I'm not saddled with the responsibility of running the law firm in Nigeria or running a law firm in the UK, and I'm not saddled with um, trying to run the affairs of our dear noble association, either the local chapters or
Yeah.
diaspora chapters, that means I'm saddled with the responsibility of being a dad to my two kids,
Right.
which involves me being a driver to school, which involves me listening to all their problems,
Of course.
and for the big one now, which involves me getting out my cash card at my bank card at every time, because you never know when the next request comes out. And every
And
other
I get,
time that I have a private moment,
yeah.
I'm saddled with the responsibility of being with my boss, my dear, my wife, and I try my best not to offend her.
The overseer. And I guess it's still the same for the weekend. So if you had to
Weekend
do,
for me
yeah,
is, if I have the opportunity, I can sleep all day. But
right.
commitments, social commitments,
Mm-hmm.
gives you the sad responsibility of still working like a weekday, because you have to attend a function, you have to attend an online meeting. So the only time I have for myself is on my bed.
I guess that's the price you pay. If you had to describe your Lumen Christi years in one word, what would it be and why?
If I had to describe
Your Lumen Christi years in one word, what will it be and why?
two words, deface. Yeah, that's the best way I can
Deface.
describe it.
Okay,
It
and
was the
why is that?
face of my life. Yeah, it was the face of my life where I didn't know what I was expecting when I was coming into the school, and it took me through a furnace
Yeah,
that has built me,
right.
built my social network, and built my way of life into where I am today. So, my chronicles of life, and if you ask me, if you want to say my guiding book, a lot of times it's still my days in Lumen, because there was a
Excellent.
time where you were a junior,
Uh huh.
working under the leadership of seniors,
Yes.
and there was a time when you evolved into senior, and now taking responsibility down. And how do you do that in a manner where it continues to give value, it continues to maintain a legacy, and a principles in which
Right.
has been imbibed into you? Because everybody that has eaten beans and corn knows that yes, there's early morning wake up,
Yes.
shower, breakfast, assembly, make sure your clothes are clean, even if you do rub and shine,
Discipline.
you know, jump into the class, Try not to be the noisemaker, because there are still some guys like the class prefect that is always going to sell you out. You know, look forward to break, pray for closing. By closing, you are happy for some lunch. Then you look for a time for siesta where you can either sleep, have a quality time in what siesta is imbibed with, or use that time to cover up gaps of things you haven't done, or play against the rules. You
Yes,
know,
indeed.
then you know that there's 3 times a day that you see yourself being in tune with God. That's when you see yourself doing your morning prayer, your angelus, and
Yes.
your evening prayer.
Hmm.
So this now becomes part of your life, even when you grow older. Whether you forget to do it or not, you remember there's a time where you just need to meditate. And
Yes.
most times it brings you back to that same phase. So that's why I call it the phase.
I see. There's no need of me asking you the next question. So I'm just going to rephrase this and say, how did all those discipline that you acquired in Lumen Christi aid you in your legal journey and leadership journey?
You know, with the complexity of life, you need to make life simple and try and have a simple principle, and we'll call it make it simple. So for me, it was the motto, the best or nothing.
The best of nothing, yeah.
If you chronicle the best or nothing into your life, if it's not worth it, it's not worth it. There's no halfway to it. So either you're there
Hmm.
or just forget about it. So you see yourself living a life where you try your best to pay attention to details. You try your best to be structured.
Yes.
You try your best to be result oriented. And the main bane is try to understand the why of anything you're doing.
Hmm.
And the minute you understand that, you're home and dry. So for me, the best or nothing is something like breakfast, lunch, and dinner for me. In my facets, in my various facets of life. If I want to have fun, I have the best of fun. The best of fun. If I want to work, I want to try my best to do the best of work to come out to the best output. At least significant enough to be of value. But one thing that Lumen Christi taught in us was being value to yourself and being value to your society.
Yeah.
So everything you do, you try to build around that curve in terms of relationship with people you're dealing with, in terms of people you're working for, in terms of people you're working with. Because no matter the silver and gold we have, at the end of the day, the only thing that takes us that escorts us 6 feet is the food in our stomach and the apparel that is put on our body. But the things that remain is the legacy, by words, by actions, by pictorial, by videos, and the impact we have made in the society. And that was all formed under what Father Aslemeke taught us during our days as the reason for the best or nothing. If it's not worth it, don't bother.
Don't
And
go
like
into it.
my grandmother told me then, was that if you want to climb a palm tree, now from ground, they talk say this thing too high. Not that you climb halfway and now say, I can't continue. You now have to come down. So if so the solution for that is that our motto. And once you live with that, I think you're home and dry. You
It's
can only do
pretty
your
simple.
best, but you can never be there's no 100% perfection.
So, in a nutshell, make sure you practice balance in your life, contribute to society, and also contribute to yourself. And never do anything
Yes,
except you know you're going to finish it.
exactly.
Let's go around your legal work. You have a legal firm in Nigeria and UK. What has been the biggest
Yes.
challenge working between both systems?
I think I'll start with my legal background and what led to where I am today. From a family background, I'm the last born of a professor of law who was my dean, fortunately and unfortunately, with all my siblings as lawyers. So I grew up in a house where the boring color of black and white was the bane of what we all knew. So get it right or not. Then coming into practice, I started my first career in the public service, left the public service, went into private sector, not private practice, but private sector, capital market. And from the capital market, I went into private practice. In the journeys of life, I saw myself migrating my family to the United Kingdom, having the opportunity for that. And getting there, the only thing that was bread and butter for me is what I know best, my legal practice. So I had to do everything that was necessary to qualify me to become a partner in a law firm in the United Kingdom, where we're now doing immigration. Now, the biggest challenge and the funny part of it is the differences in regulatory culture and procedural expectation. You know, whilst the UK system emphasizes structure and predictability, the Nigerian landscape requires adaptability and innovation. And both of them, there's still a common tie between them because even the source of the Nigerian law is the common law of England. So, being a Commonwealth country, being on the source of the common law of England, it's easy to adapt than countries from different jurisdictions, you know, and considering the fact that it's still at home, like immigration, I see myself briefing clients in pidgin English because I'm still talking to my brothers in the United Kingdom. So it's the synergy. It was we're able to easily blend, and what that does for someone like me, juxtaposing both jurisdictions together only makes you stronger because it's easier to complement both. The gap areas in jurisdiction A, you can embellish it in your practice to make your practice better, you know, and vis-a-vis jurisdiction B. And that is exactly how one has to survive. I can tell you practically, practicing in the United Kingdom made me understand the value of technology in our legal practice. Not that we don't have it in Nigeria, but can compare both and you understand. Using a proper case management system and accounting software made me understand that a lot of my clerks and my support staffs was as easy as using a software.
Yeah.
But at the same time, instead of that to encourage me to kick out my staffs in Nigeria, the use of those software is what I brought back and put as a process for my staffs in Nigeria. Why retain staffs? Make them work better, makes them work happier, and in terms of competition, on top. And the only disadvantage I have is that the big boys always come and poach my guys once they become good.
As usual. As LUCOSA's president, what is one achievement you are proud so far? And what is one goal you're still chasing that you intend on implementing?
From the very vibrant election, very challenging election, to the inauguration and to where we are, I'm very proud on the manner in which we've been able to unify ourselves and create an identity. As at now, I can tell you that I have an ESCO that works like an automated vehicle.
Right.
That basically, I really don't even know or need to micromanage anybody because in line with the constitution where each of the members of that will have to contest for their own positions themselves and brought out their own manifestos of this what I wanted, what I want to do. We've come together now as a pool with everybody now delivering on their own promises. And that has resulted to unification of chapters. I see more engagement within chapters. Do I want it better? Yes. But it's something that it's not a walk in the park. It's something that grows every day. It evolves. And as time changes, we just try to get better. And one of my greatest joy is diaspora.
Mm-hmm.
The diaspora is becoming stronger. The diaspora, members of the diaspora now, a lot of them are getting to understand that there's a home in LUCOSA.
Yeah.
And you know, when you migrate out of your home, miles, thousands of miles away, there's nothing as good as having a home in front of you or something that feels like that.
Yeah, keeps you
So
grounded.
it takes some time, but it's going to get better and better every day. And there's going to be a point where every LUCOSA member knows that my family is just in my phone. And anything I need, any questions I want to ask, any guide I need, I just need my phone, look for the right resource from the community, and achieve what I want. And that's I've seen that started already. So I'm very proud about it, and I only just work towards that going throughout the time. And I want to see how it will end.
That is very inspiring. Now we just have to see how well this plays out. But given what you've spoken about and all the things you've done, LUCOSA is definitely rising. How do you think LUCOSA can play a stronger role in community development and youth empowerment?
I'll start from the member,
Right.
and I'll give an example. When my second daughter was about to get admission into secondary school in the United Kingdom, we're looking for the option of a Catholic school.
Mm-hmm.
And that was during COVID. I came from Nigeria, so I really didn't know much. But one of the prerequisites was a priest having to sign that form.
Yeah.
And I didn't know a priest. And that was one of the days that I knew that we need LUCOSA. Because only with that, it's easy for us to go back into our community and get information that supports us. So you can see how that, I'm just using that little example on how it can help our individual lives. I'm not even talking about pecuniary gains now. So
Right.
I'm talking about how it has gained a member. So it's not even the member anymore. So it has even left the member.
Remember.
Last year, one of the touching ones for me was a LUCOSA young member 2024 set who made 304 in JAM. And the university here was about not admitting him because the cutoff was 309. Do you hear the score I said? 304. So without the community, without the guide and encouragement, it's possible for such a person, if you didn't have the opportunity, to no longer be interested in school. Because why struggle? But what the community has done for us is that we now have a presence when, as simple as a referral letter from our association on behalf of its member open doors. Why does it? Our pedigree is clear. Till today, we're still the best in WAEC. Till today,
I see that.
most of our members are still the top in the society. Once the word Lumen comes out, people look at it with high expectation. So we've been able to gain that. Have we got into alumni of Oxford? We are getting there. Have we got into an alumni of King's College? and the first 10 old, big, oldest old boys in Nigeria is, is a work in progress. But that community, that togetherness and that communal growth is something that resonates now with every member. And very shortly, people will understand that from the date of graduation till we get to the point when our daughters and sons are saying, "Oh, whose son is that one? Ah, that one's daughter." Okay, they are getting married. To the point of we're going for a ceremony shortly, till the point of we're escorting people or people are escorting us to our final destination where we are buried, shows that you are in a community where
Highly cherished.
it's only progress for you all the way from the minute you finish secondary school to your last days. And that is the beauty of where we are. And that is all I have seen. There are different type of people, but yes, my best business partners, my best advisors, my closest allies
Yeah,
are still Lumenites.
still Luminite. The class of 1995, which is your set, is planning a major reunion in Kenya for 2025. What does that gathering mean to you, and what are you most looking forward to? Tell us more about this major reunion that is happening for class of 1995 in Kenya.
I'll say it broadly first. From the structure of the association,
Yes.
the closest unit is your set.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
You were all the ones that showered together early morning in that cold.
And got beaten
So
together.
everybody knows everybody's
No
personal
blood.
secret. And you live with those type of people till you die.
Yeah.
For us, class of 95, every society, in societies, you have different sections in within the
Yeah.
society, you know, closer units and closer sections, and all is just for bonding and closer trust. For us, class of 1995, it's our immediate structure. That's the best way we can identify ourselves.
Right.
And we'll be celebrating our 30th anniversary this year. We plan to have Kenya
Mm-hmm.
between the 2nd to the 6th of October. But funny enough, we had already done something like that years ago. Our 25th anniversary was done in Dubai. And the beauty of that event was that it's not about even the destiny. So it doesn't depict the fact that we just selected a couple of opulent people out of the class and said, let's go party somewhere, take good pictures, and now tag it as an anniversary. No, everybody was there. Everybody was there. Everybody that could come, that had two legs,
Yeah.
not financial capacity, that
Yeah.
had two legs, good health structure,
Right.
and had the requisite visa passport, were all carried along for that
Of
event.
course.
Now, the beauty of that is that it sticks with us for a lifetime. Anytime I want to think of a memorable, it will always be Dubai. When I sat with those same boys that we were having some content and sharing the same jokes years after. And it's the same thing again we want to depict. But this time around, we want to do it differently. This time around, we're inviting other sets to come. So I'm even using this opportunity to say, coming for Kenya 2025, hosted by class of 1995, is as easy as just getting in contact with the organizer of the event, who is Mr. Osayende Aswen, the governor of America chapter. Just give him your name, give him your details, and you will be part of the trip. We want to achieve two things out of this. First, let others see that it's possible, and let others appreciate how this bond looks like. I mean, as of today, the class of five is so strong a set that it now looks like competition with other sets. And that's what I wish for every set. Why? Because we've been together for all these years. We know ourselves better. We trust ourselves better. And we work and we support ourselves. You know? So this has always carried us. When we have great moments like 30th 35th anniversary, 40th anniversary, Golden Jubilee, God gives us life for all that. We'll continue celebrating it. Celebrating life, thanking God that we have the opportunity to be there,
Yeah.
impact society, because every time we have these events, we come up with a program that we give back to the society. And this time again, we'll be making a very, very good announcement, but we're keeping it under the table right now. So those that come to Kenya are going to see what class of 1995 plan with regards to the growth of our association, with regards to the support of our members, and with regards to the society at large. But like I said, this time around is going to be different because we are going to encourage anybody who's just interested in coming, just send your information and we'll book you in. And like people say, terms and conditions apply.
I was just about to ask, does this mean this is an open invite to every LUCOSA?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Okay. So
Yes, it is. Yes, it is an open invite.
you've heard it as an open invite for those that want to go to Kenya 2025. It seems you have a lot on your plate. How do you keep centered and motivated? How do you do it? Like, what are your techniques you can share with us?
I have a guiding principle. I live life by the day.
Right.
And I think that is the most sane and possible way to survive. You can't do everything, but you can't limit yourself. And I always have this cardinal principle that it is possible. So for me, challenges is something that even attracts me because where everywhere is calm and there's no challenge, it looks as though the world is coming to an end and it looks as though there's a problem. So for me, what I do is, in as much as pack it in as a bulk, I try to sectionalize them and deal with them according to how I can.
Right.
And I've learned the power of working with a team.
Right.
So even from my family, from close friends, from my allies, from my colleagues, from my workers, from my clients, I've always identified and learned that achieving 400 things at the same time is having the right team and identifying what everybody's responsibility is. And like a project manager, put it in a Gantt sheet, follow the timelines of it, and where there are challenges, instead of thinking of it, take note of the key learning because there's always going to be a future occurrence of it. And in that crazy and complex way, on a daily basis, I try to survive. And at the end of the day, I sit down and give an objective criticism of my day. For the purpose of what? For the next day. And that is how I think I'm able to manage it for now.
That is a good practice because looking at things retrospectively allows you to realign yourself and adapt yourself better for the future.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to a younger Lumen Christi alumni who wants to step up and lead within his own community?
Well, due to the best motto of a school, and that's the first advice and the best secret.
The best advice.
Once you have that at your back pocket, you shouldn't have any problem. It's the best or nothing. There's no compromise about being the best. So, what are the attributes of being the best? We have realized in life that there's tangible and intangible. And we have also been able to do an assessment of what these two things depict. We have also been able to pass through a life where we're passing through a life where we see the effects of short term and long term.
Yeah.
And understand the value of sustainability. So, for every young luminite, all you just need to understand that you are not the first there. You are not the first, and you'll be the last. Life is in stages and phases, but every stage, get the best out of it. Enjoy the best of it. Utilize yourself and bring out the best output of yourself for each of those stages. I always think of those stages. It's very important so you're not carried away.
Yeah.
There's nothing less. I've reached the top. There's nothing like the top because it's at the end of the day. We never of us know our lifespan. None of us know what life has to offer for us. But all we can determine is as we sit here today, where are we and where do we want to be? And like I say, make it simple. It's just the best or nothing. If the thing had you born and that will be by force. you know. But if you want to stay like the, like I always try to tell a lot of my friends and colleagues, the top of the pyramid is very small.
It is.
So you won't get to a point where if that is your final target, you get to a very point where you have to get to stiff competition. Healthy or not unhealthy doesn't mean to get to that top. You understand? So you need to be resilient, on focus on what you're doing. You need to tell yourself practical truth. And that's my advice to younger ones. Don't yes, pick mentors. It's very good because it helps you to desire. You understand? But understand that
Allows you
you
to
are your
grow.
first mentor. You know, I like to relate it to the Bible. The first part of the Bible, let's make man in our own image and likeness, which means that we're all gods. So you are the first, you are the first temple. You are the first temple. You understand? You are the first of everything. You can make it happy or sad. You can make it progressive or retrogressive. You understand? You can sit by the fence and forget about yourself and start analyzing people as your day of living, or forget about people and analyze yourself as a focal point, and think of how you are positively impact. When you positively impact your society, the energy is real. You will feel it at the end of the day. You will always sleep well. You will always be happy. You always see yourself with a very good state of mind. And these are the untold things that is part of you from a child till the end. These are the constant variables in your life, very constant. How your state of mind is. So what is important is the best or nothing. Be focused. What you say is right and what makes you happy. You
Right.
understand? It's something that you should always you should be a key driver within your day-to-day activities, and it will always go well.
In a nutshell, the best or nothing, and always be yourself.
Always be yourself.
We all know you're still the current president of LUCOSA. But what do you hope that others will say about your leadership by the time you step down? These are your hope and aspiration.
I hope to be alive to hear what they will say.
Right.
I think that's the best because
That's the best.
you cannot determine what comes out of a mirror.
Yeah.
Once you put your face on the mirror, is what the mirror brings out the image that is there. So it's not for you to determine it. Notwithstanding that your movements can also move with the mirror, but it's coming out of the mirror. So I would like straightforward truth
Right.
on how they felt about how my ESCO has undertaken its responsibilities, on if we've been able to drive the association into what is being desired by members. Every member has an expectation of what he's part of and what he expects out of it. And like I say, I just pray I'm alive to hear and hear the practical truth of, hey, Tosan, you didn't do well here, you didn't do well here, you were that, and We'll take note of it.
Okay. Chief Tosan, thank you for giving us your time. Thank you for giving us your words of wisdom, and thank you for inspiring us all. We wish you best of luck, and we hope you keep ascending high and high in all your endeavors. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Ade Lumen. You are the Lumen Christi.
The best or nothing.
The best or nothing. Thank
Thank you
you.
very much. Yeah.
Yeah.